Good morning, St. Francis, and good morning, people of God. It is Thursday, the second day of February 2023, Thursday of the fourth week in Ordinary Time, the fourth week of the year. But it is also today, especially, we celebrate the last of the great feasts of Christmas. The Middle Ages would have recognized this. We still, we haven't much anymore, but we still should. It is the feast of the presentation of the Lord, that moment in which Jesus is presented by Mary and Joseph in the temple as part of Mosaic law, that the firstborn child of every family should be dedicated to God. And so this is what happens with Jesus. In that encounter, they meet two prophets, both Simeon and Anna are their names, which prophesize fantastic things about this child, some of which is glorious and wonderful, some of which is challenging and a little bit unsettling. And so again, this whole point of Jesus, to shake up the world, to shake up our lives, to challenge us, we remember as the conclusion to the great and wonderful memorial of the incarnation of Christmas. So on this day, we have the bells as one last time. Today is also the fourth day of Catholic Schools Week. And on this fourth day, we will talk about vocations, because God calls each of us to something, that we are not created for nothing. But finding out what that something is again, sometimes a lifelong process. It is also Crazy Hat Day. And so I'm wearing my Gato hat. So that is what we're doing today here at the Franciscan School. It is morning drop-off once again. So to remember, this day that basically celebrates the conclusion of the great Christmas season. Lent is just around the corner. We remember again that Christ comes, again, as a sign of confusion at times, as a sign that will try to be contradicted, as a sign that sometimes people will use to manipulate for their own benefits and their own purposes. And yet that all those kinds of all those kinds of desires will fail in the end, because Christ comes to renew the world. Christ comes to bring the world back to a life that God intended it. Christ does not come to make up for a mistake with an apple and a serpent at the beginning of time, but that Christ comes that we might know ourselves more fully and know what it is that God has called us to do. That is a challenge always, and sometimes within our own lives to experience the reality of the challenge of belief is something we shy away from, and yet to experience the challenge of belief enriches our lives. It allows us to see more clearly and more deeply what sometimes we alone can never see, and what the world can never ever offer us. So this Christ, who comes not to be some kind of pet that we keep on the side, that we keep on our laps, some kind of lap kitten that makes us just feel comfortable, is not always what Jesus is about. He is about shaking up the world, shaking up our lives, challenging our small, meager precepts and our small, meager perceptions of things, of challenging the status quo, of making things different. A church that does not follow that, a church that tries to create a status quo, that tries to keep us in lockstep, is not a church of Christ. It's not a church that is witness to the gospel. It's not a church that is witness to what Simeon and Anna prophesied about what this child would be to Mary and to Joseph. It is unsettling at times, it is uncertain at times, it may be full of doubt sometimes, but it is the light of Christ that guides us through all of this. The light that is born for us at Christmas, the light that both Simeon and Anna recognize and witness to on this great day of the Feast of the Presentation. And so may the Lord give you his peace.